Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. We are recording live on the day after Christmas, December 26, 2024, because, Jose, we don't miss a week. Joining me, as always, is Jose at Chipotle Bear, back in construction. Oh, I forgot about my title. We don't need to talk about that. Back in construction mode. Chipotle Bear, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Had a great Christmas. It's been very busy. It talked about how last week we were going to have a lot of our family here on both sides, and we did. And parties went great. Only a couple minor messes and that kind of stuff. One person went home early. It's fine. But it was a great Christmas, man. It's also really nice to not have events now, basically, till I have to go back to work on the 3rd of January. So just a lot of time with my family, and of course, trying to squeeze in as much gaming as I have, and had a couple cool new gadgets we'll talk about a little later in the gaming space. And unfortunately, the only bad news I have is I still don't have a drain from my washing machine. It's still not working.
Are you still going to the laundromat?
No, we're now scraping the bottom of drawers and wearing things I have not worn in a very long time. A little tighter than I remembered. But hopefully we're supposed to hear from them tomorrow. Basically, what happened was they came out and scoped it, and they were able to get the camera in. It's not blocked at where we thought it was, which is a good problem.
Who took the big shit and blocked everything up?
No, it's for the washing machine. That's the thing. It's not. I thought the same thing.
It's not the main line.
Mains, yeah.
No, it was entirely because it's just further down the line than we could get, and they found where it was, but they have to install a clean out is what they have to do. And so, honestly, it's probably something I could do if I went to Home Depot, but they're paying for it, so if they're going to pay for it, I'm not going to do it myself.
Who's they?
We have this service called HomeServe. Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
That basically we pay for a couple specific things in our house with plumbing, and anytime there's an issue, I just call them. I get a person out in the day or two, and then all the cost is to them. Like a couple years ago, one of our main outdoor lines collapsed, $5,000 bill. I paid $0.
Nice.
So it was well worth it, especially if you have an older home with trees, which is what I have. So anyway, it's good, man. Happy to be here. Happy Thursday, everyone. We're missing Chance. Sorry, Chance is in Florida visiting family. Hopefully he's listening right now, but he's not going to be on tonight. He'll be back next week.
He's getting bit up by a lot of bugs out there, you guys. You probably saw that. He had to make sure, and he skeeted it out, is what he said it's called, on Blue Sky. And he took a picture of his heinously white and bitten thick legs. For
hairy, too.
Again, I'm not quite sure why he's not. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. Also, Jose, the Bill bug bit us, as I didn't tell the audience last week. Our Pacifica radiator and batteries and other things had to be replaced. $2,700 into the Pacifica. So that was great. Very, very excited about that. Bacon's shaking his head because I should have just hired him to come out and do a bunch of it, but
it's like 2 hours worth of work.
I'm not going to do that. To him.
I put a battery in my car yesterday morning before a family showed up.
Well, no, the batteries, I had replaced the auxiliary battery before. It's just that you have to do both of them at the same time because otherwise one drains the other. It already happened to me, and it was a pain in the butt. I wasn't going to do it again. The auxiliary battery was a pain in the butt. Anyway, joining us as always, go Broncos, X Bacon Gaming.
Yeah, I put a question mark after that because we got 2 chances to win 1 game to get into the playoffs. And the question is, are the Chiefs going to roll over in Week 17?
Nope.
I think they will.
I don't think so.
Can't chance hurting old Patrick. He's the man, the myth, the legend.
The question is, could the Broncos still beat them even if they were having backups? I don't know. Anyway, guys, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Silkenet and Nissa Hauer and anybody else who's here. Please save Dinero Primero. Please save the Christmas talk for later. We'll share gifts later on here. So, Jose, let's jump into Nerd Chat shout-outs. Did we miss this Captain Logan one? Is that a recent one, Jose? I couldn't remember. Was this last week?
That was like the day after the show. That's why.
Shout out to friend of the show, Captain Logan, 6 hours ago after we recorded last week. In response to the short about the PS5 Pro, If you've got money to burn, just get a PC. Tongue sticking out face, or whatever that is. Shout out. Captain Logan's right.
The money.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you guys are even considering it, do it now. Because prices are going to go up, right, Bacon? Because of
January
Trump and his
20th.
tariffs. Okay?
And if you're looking for a 4090, we may know someone who's going to be selling one here.
I
right?
thought Bubble Boy was going to buy Bacon.
Oh, maybe he will.
I don't know if it's
This
going to
fit
fit
in
in that
his case,
motherboard. We'll see, yeah.
You'd have to buy a new motherboard.
Shout out to Hulk Hogan 12345 4 days ago, directly on our YouTube page. Mate, come on. Xbox is dead.
Died.
Fail spender has killed Xbox. Game Pass has killed Xbox. Worst sales in Xbox history. Lowest ever consoles sold. 1/5 of Xbox users have left the platform. Went full third party, not because they are nice, because they need to. Next gen, they aren't selling Xbox consoles in stores.
Ooh.
You'll need to order direct from Xbox, because they know it's over. Developers hate making games for Xbox.
Oof, this guy's got something. to
That
say.
much so, Phil wrote them letters asking why. Google it. Just facts. Bacon, respond to Hulk Hogan 12345.
He's a passionate supporter of the other side. It appears. Anyone that comes with those kind of what was this in response to? One of my shorts.
No, this was just our show last week.
He's not a fan clearly of the Xbox platform. I mean, Microsoft's in trouble. They're only a $3 trillion company. They're only the largest publisher in gaming. Have the largest subscription service in gaming. I mean, they're in deep trouble. Pretty sure they've already said that next gen consoles will be a thing and they will be for sale. I'm not sure why that would be direct to consumer only from their website. Doesn't make much sense to me, but maybe he knows stuff we don't know. I mean, with the name like Hulk Hogan, he was at the RNC, so
I hope it really is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it could be Hulk Hogan. Who knows? And he's going to be in the cabinet, so we're good. So I greatly look forward to seeing if his prognostications come true, but I highly doubt it. But that's cool. That's cool.
Is there any reaction to Hulk Hogan's comments there?
I mean, I appreciate you listening, man. And
Yeah.
writing in. I hope you listened.
I hope, yeah.
I've always been a big fan of putting all of our comments, even if they're not always positive or happy to us, because I think that's important in terms of content creation. I mean, here's the thing. I think, and even for me, I was for a while here this year, and we'll talk about that here soon with one of our stories. Like, I was worried about Xbox, man. I was just like, man, there's a lot of like miscommunication, and I don't feel like I see a through line, and I kind of do now. And I kind of think it's not necessarily console focused, and I understand why that's going to upset a lot of people. I totally understand, but I think that's just kind of the decision they made. And you're absolutely right that at least the last two generations, they've done pretty terrible in terms of the console sales stuff. And so I don't agree that they're going to get rid of it. I think that'd be a dumb move for them to do that. But I think that it's not the primary focus of what they're doing anymore. So I guess I agree with Hulk Hogan in that sense. And the developer thing, I don't know. I would love to research that more. I'm not saying he's wrong or right necessarily, but I guess I would be concerned if I was a developer trying to develop for Xbox, but unless I found out then they were getting into PC space, and then you open up your market even more. So I don't know. Like, I think that's an interesting question. And unfortunately, I don't know enough developers to ask. So maybe some of our friends on other shows that do have those connections, if you ask that question, I would love to know, man. That would be interesting. Other than that, thanks for listening, bud.
And De Niro said, facts.
Yikes.
The word facts.
Diego said, what a take. I guess he's right, considering he said facts. Shout out to Hulk Hogan. No, we really do appreciate the comment. And
take, Hulk Hogan. Hot take,
hopefully
hot take.
you'll watch this week, and we'll shout you out. We'll make sure and like
If you're in the
comment.
chat, hop in, man.
Jose, we need a Hulk Hogan. We need to maybe.
People want to ride too. Pick them up.
I need to hear his insight. He's got a connection somewhere.
Well, speaking of inside, we've got Jose, we've got
Exclusive world premiere.
Dinero Primero said, I was having lunch with Phil Spencer yesterday, and he said, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Then I kissed his pinky ring, and that was it. Well,
That was
thank you.
It just
Thank
ended
you,
awkwardly.
Diego.
Ended awkwardly
the
on a
show.
pinky ring kiss.
Shout out to Hulk Hogan. Jose, next. Why don't you take it away, Jose?
So just earlier this evening, I was playing a game. My daughter's got this little card game for Christmas called Sussed. That's one of their new favorite words, is to say sus, because it came from Among Us. But there was a question on here, and my daughter, Scarlett, was like, you need to ask this on your show tonight. So the question is, you have been theoretically sucked into a video game. Would you rather, A, start with one of the game's strongest powers, B, have twice as many lives, or C, have 3 times as many coins to buy stuff with? So you have to pick one, and that's not how the game works. But just she was curious what your answers were. My answer was
Yeah,
A.
let's hear it.
I would absolutely choose to be the strongest power because I don't know what game I'm walking into,
Exactly.
and if it's a sports game, Lord, I need some help. So
And I completely agree with you, Jose. That's exactly where my mind went to. Right away, I want to be OP.
yes,
Okay, because then I can worry about trying not to die or trying to buy stuff, gathering those things later. So hands down for me, chat, feel free to answer here too. I'm going for the one of the game's strongest powers. Bacon, what about you?
Yeah, probably strongest power because then I can farm unlimited chicken coins from the Elden Ring and
you got to get there first.
Chick-
Chicken
didn't beat
coins.
That point.
Yeah. So yeah,
They're
I have to go with the
runes. But yes.
All right, I will pass the information along.
Please tell them and tell Penelope happy birthday.
Yep, same birthday as Dan, by the way. My daughter
yeah,
has
well,
same birthday as Dan.
We don't
She
need
is
to talk
not
about that. 40. Anyway, Silken had said, if it's Mario, I'll take the coin. What?
But he said if I
I
don't
don't get
know the
extra
game,
lives from the
Dan.
coins.
What, Silken it?
And Mario doesn't have powers, so he's probably right.
It's whack.
Yeah, you do. And like Mario, well, I haven't played Mario Wonder, but in Mario Galaxy, you had powers.
Okay.
Is that all the shout outs, sweet boys?
That's all we got this week, man.
All
People with
right.
families and stuff.
They
This
didn't
this
like
week.
on my hot takes last week, so
Jose, let's jump into Xbox news for the week.
News team, assemble!
Guys, I titled this episode Reviewing Xbox in 2024. And I wanted to go over the year in general, but I mean, it looks like somebody added a bunch of news here. I have no idea what all of this is about. So, would someone like to explain these news items? Who did this?
So I looked at the doc about an hour ago and there was nothing in it. And I was like, I know you were at Zoo Lights. Dan was with his family.
Correct.
And so I was like, I don't know if we need stuff. So if you have stuff, we can happily do your show. This was just more in case we had nothing. I didn't want to riff for 90 minutes for our friends here. So
No, we can just do one quickly here. Yeah, I just wanted to go over the year, and then we'll go into these notes. But you'll have to take it away, Jose, because I know nothing. So you can host the notes or the news this week. Let's do news story number 1. Let's give a grade. Let's review Xbox in 2024. And actually, Jose, I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for just in general for the year, which is actually really interesting here.
perfect.
For some reason, I didn't copy it. So yeah, this is an interesting article. I just Googled video games in 2024. I'm an idiot. Here are some things that stood out to me throughout the year, and it just kind of breaks it down. Major events. Okay. Do you guys remember this? When 13-year-old Willis Gibson became the first person known to beat Tetris. Did anyone see this when it happened and see it? It was amazing. It was hilarious. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen when this kid broke
Because it
Tetris.
dies, right? Like he
Yes,
got so
it,
far
like-
the game died, right?
It was crazy. But I wanted to give a shout out to that because that was super cool. And I remember I think he was streaming and like he just started to get all kinds of sports. So that was awesome. But anyway, moving on. January, Riot Game lays off 530 staff. January 25th, Microsoft lays off 1,900 people. Mike Ibarra leaves Blizzard. February 7th, Walt Disney announced, I forgot about this, $1.5 billion investment into Epic Games. Completely forgot about that. February 27th, Sony SIE lays off 900 employees. February 28th, EA lays off 670 staff. Toys for Bob leaves Activision. They become independent. Sega, March, lays off 61. 600 Activision QA workers unionize in March. Embracer Group divests Saber Interactive, and a portion of its studios went private. Relic Entertainment was sold by Sega. 240 employees were laid off across Sega. Is this a big deal? Nintendo discontinues in April Nintendo 3DS, and Wii U software online services. April, Take-Two announces its plan to reduce workforce by 5% by the end of the year. Let's go on to May. This one was not good. Microsoft Gaming closes Arcane Austin. Alpha Dog Games. Roadhouse is merged into ZeniMax Online. Also in June, we have the Summer Game Fest, which, let's be real, Summer Game Fest, why does he do it? Can someone tell me the point of that, Bacon? At this point, like, the Game Awards are... Okay, Jose's giving me the money sign. Yeah. Okay, got it. All right. We also had the Xbox Showcase, which was amazing, but I guess we will skip that. Sumo Group lays off 250 staff. Take-Two closed its acquisition of Gearbox from Embracer. Completely forgot about that, for $460 million. Microsoft in June closes Tango Gameworks. Speaking of, I have a tie to Tango Gameworks, and I should have grabbed it. Maybe I'll go do that in a little bit. Take-Two closes Intercept Games.
We should pause there and do let's stop there. That's a lot in 6 months.
Okay. 6 months. What stood out to you from those events, Jose?
I mean, the obvious thing, and it was literally how the year started, other than the Tetris kid, which shout out to that kid, but is just the start of this year was very rough across the industry, right? It was not just a Microsoft issue or a Sony issue. In terms of just cutting, a lot of people lost their jobs, dude. And seeing these numbers when it's seeing them listed like this, I mean, we're well into tens of thousands of people that have lost their job as a result of the industry, which again, that does point to it's an industry issue. It's not a specific company issue. But still, man, that sucks. I would be curious to know now, 6 months from that time, how many of these people have been able to get jobs, or maybe they're on, I can't think of the word. What's the word when you get laid off? Thank you. They're on severance at least for a little more. I'm hoping at least through the holiday season, but that's the biggest thing. I would also say that because Xbox the year prior obviously acquired Activision Blizzard King, that we see more of that happening. You can see the deals happening behind the scenes in terms of companies buying each other and closing down and buying the IP and stuff like that. Even Toys for Bob trying to go independent from Activision and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of the whole industry restructured and then is resettling in the first half of this year. I wish we had a list of games that had come out during this time, but honestly, it doesn't feel like there was a whole ton. You know what I mean?
I was just going to say, does anyone know what the only exclusive Xbox launched during that first 6 months?
Hellblade.
Correct. Do we have any reflections, Bacon, on Hellblade? What, or did that come and go like one of my non-stinky farts in the wind?
I mean, it felt like it came and went, but the reason why I didn't finish was for a completely different reason than anyone else who wouldn't finish. I thought the game was great. I thought the visuals were great. Performance was great. Everything was great.
Be honest right now, everybody here. Was Hellblade as good as you remember it, or was it maybe we gave it a little too much credit besides the visuals? Outstanding. Before I throw it back to you, Bacon, Jose, what would you give your rating out of 10 for Hellblade right now?
For visuals or for the whole game?
For the whole game.
I would give it a 7. I would give it a 7. And mind you, just for context, I I don't tell my boss. I took the day off that it came out, and I literally
Whoa, that's right. You beat it that day.
one day. Like literally, all my friends were getting home from work, and I showed a photo of the rolling credit screen, and they go, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." And here's the thing: I had a great time. I enjoyed the game. I have like tiny gripes about the game, but for what it was, I had a great time. But the reason I give it a 7 is because I have no interest in going back and playing it a second time. And what I have, I think, learned about myself this year is I really do like gameplay. Like when gameplay is awesome, I love a game. It doesn't matter the content or the theme or the subject matter. When I'm having fun playing, I'm having fun playing. And Hellblade was one like I liked the puzzle pieces of it. It absolutely looked gorgeous.
Hands down, the best looking game still.
Oh, still by far.
Yeah.
It was just after I'd finished building my PC, so it was like one of the first games I got to play in like full beauty with my 4070 Super and stuff. Like I love the game. It just like once I finished, I was like, okay, cool. Shout out like Ninja Theory. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing this for us. And then I moved on to other games, and so I don't know if I can quite justify the 8-9 score just because of the like there wasn't that much gameplay, and it was cool. It was cool when you're doing it, but like without spoilers, it's pretty repetitive. Like it really is in hindsight. So, and shout out to Bubble Boy. He would probably be defending it if he was here. He loves Help. Like that's
I don't know if he loved 2 more than 1. Let's shout out to the chat. Shout out to Kevin Ainsworth dropping a like. We'll listen. Like sounds good. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Todd Oxter. Thanks for being here, Todd. Some people have put their grades or their reviews on there or number scores. I'll go quickly. I'm right there with Jose. I completely loved my experience with it. I will never go back to that game. Just like I never went back to the first one. To me, though, I feel like the first one stood out to me more for some reason. I can't quite.
Because it was so different.
I can't. I don't know what it was, but absolutely best visuals I've seen on a console or PC, or for that matter. Absolutely stunning. Voice acting. What's her face? Absolutely deserved that award. But I will say, if Troy Baker would have been nominated this year, sorry, Indy's winning. I'm sorry. Whatever. I would give it like a 7.5. I'm right there with Jose. Like to me, I still think Hellblade 1 was a better experience to me. Again, I still think it's worth playing. I still think everybody should experience it. 100%. There is a lot to like there, but that would just be for me personally. I know Luke loves it and he gave it like a 9, and like Ains too. Like I don't know why, but I mean they're entitled to their opinions, of course. But like Todd said, he said Hellblade is a great story. Silkenet said the story for me is still good. I'd remove maybe 0.5 because of the puzzles. I didn't think the puzzles were like a negative.
Because they were so similar to the first game's
puzzles. Still put it at an 8. Todd says, I think it could be a movie, especially. Yeah, you're right. Hellblade would make a great movie. And De Niro, considering how we feel about Hellblade, do we think Project Mara will be Hellblade-esque in the sense that it will be more of an experience than actually? I don't think that's coming out. Bacon, what about you? What score would you give Hellblade, and reflecting back on Microsoft's first 6 months there?
Yeah, it's hard for me to grade a game I didn't finish.
Oh, that's right, because you had like PTSD from it.
Yeah, it conjured up some
Did
feelings.
you finish the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the first one was near as visceral and violent as the second one was.
Yeah.
So I look at it more as a really cool tech demo. Really showed the legs of Unreal Engine, and just to be honest, there wasn't a ton of combat. It wasn't, it was like the chat's been saying, it was more of a movie experience, which is fine, and I'm completely okay with it. I was concerned when I heard the playtime of it when it first started getting that information. I was just like, wow, that's really short. And to be in development as long as it was to be that short, so there was some stuff that I didn't like. Ninja Theory's in no trouble of being closed, canceled, shipped down the road. I'm sure they're A-okay fine. So, but as far as what I played, I would give it a 7. The visuals, I'd give a 10. The audio, I gave a 10. It's just when it came down to the nuts and bolts of the game, that it was really, I don't know if I can consider it a game. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Hellblade's unique. I'm incredibly happy I played it, and like Jose said, just one time, did it in that one day, great experience. And there are pros to games like that. I actually, and I think that's kind of like what Silkenet's saying. Are you guys really returning regularly to games outside of multiplayer games designed for or like roguelikes or something like that. I find like I
played Mass Effect 3
rarely
times.
replay and one and done game. I agree, Silken It. I just think the amazing like masterpieces of masterpieces are like top, I don't want to say like top 25, 50 games I've played in my life. Yeah, I still do. In fact, like right now, Jose and I are playing Breakpoint, but another game I'm playing, and I'll save it for later, I'm replaying Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I'm like,
It's a great game, dude.
I love this game, you know? And like Bacon said, I've gone through Mass Effect so many times. It's disgusting.
It is.
And I'll probably do it next year to try to get
Played
all
through
the
played through
Elden Ring we've
twice.
done, Skyrim I've done so many times. I think it comes down to, I think you're right, Silken. No, for the most part, you're right. No, I don't replay many games. But if it's one of the greats, absolutely. But that's a good point.
No, he's
I
right.
I don't expect to replay a lot of games. You're right, Silken. I actually don't at all. But when one is great, like Indie, I know I'm going to go back to. I wanted to right away after I beat it, Bacon, but I'm going to wait. I want to rest on it, and then I'll go back to Indie for sure. Because that's turned out, God, what a game. We'll talk about Indie later. Anything else to add, Bacon, on the industry the first 6 months?
Yeah. Well, it was like discussed, it was an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah.
You know, the over course correction coming out of COVID and all the layoffs. We knew Activision would lay off a bunch because a bunch of repetitive roles. We have,
Yeah.
you know, already have a lot of those positions at Microsoft, not even at Xbox, but at Microsoft. So we all knew that would come, but you know, Tango GameWorks still a little surprising. But I'm okay with Arcane Austin, and I mean, and I say that so cavalier, like I'm okay, but I'm not okay with it. But you know, yeah, it is what it
They
is.
made
Redfall
they did,
wasn't great.
yeah, they did make a good product. I agree.
Arcane hurt though. I'll be honest. That
But
was
but
of all
me
these
and Bacon
ones-
talked about this last night. We have a strong future in a game we just played, giving us arcane-like elements.
Yeah, if Redfall
Indie,
died so
Jose.
Indy could live.
Yeah,
that's-
I'll take Indie.
I agree.
I agree. Arcane did hurt, but after playing Indiana Jones and the Prey Dishonored Light Lite Lite, like Lika elements that we get from Indie, I'll take whatever Machine Games does. Shout out to Todd. Ninja Theory has done amazing action combat in previous games. I'd love a better balance of action and story. I completely agree, Todd. I hope they do something that's not just the graphically focused.
Walking
I
simulator.
completely 100% agree with you, Todd. And good night, Todd. He's going to go hang out with his mom before she leaves from the holidays. Shout out. I like Tango too, Diego, but I'm torn on that one. Of all of them, I wish could stay. Definitely Tango. That does. Hi-Fi Rush was cool, but we're still going to get more of that. So that's the positive. Well, supposedly with PUBG guys. I can't remember.
Crafting.
Crafting. Let's move on to the rest of the year. July. Oh, yeah, that's right. The SAG after strike. Is that still? Did that end?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
And then Bungie, end of July, lays off 220 staff. August, GameStop shuttered Game Informer after
was sad, too.
33 years of print. Meta closes Ready at Dawn. Just speaking of, Tango Gameworks revived by Crafton. Gamescom, quickly on Gamescom, why does that still exist? Like, I feel like that's just kind of
It's an international
Here's the-
stage for a game show.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
it's
US
something
based.
we need. We need
I agree.
more of a footing in Europe. So it's pretty important.
they can't watch the stream.
Dude, these shows are already like hour and a half, 2 hours. Dude, they need more of them so you can split it up.
September, good old Nintendo suing the patent infringement against Pal World. Tokyo Game Show, I couldn't tell you what happened there. October, Jose, are you going to go visit the Nintendo Museum in Kyoto, Japan? Would you go?
I mean, if I ever go back to
would.
Kyoto, which is cool, I like Kyoto. It's a great place. I would definitely go
been to
visit
Kyoto?
this museum. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I've been
he used to go all the time
Into
for.
Japan. Oh, I want to go so freaking bad, bro.
November, Take-Two sells Private Division, and then we are currently up to December, the Game Awards. We just had that. Shout out to Astrobot. And December 19th, the last major event of the year, news-wise, hopefully, unless there's guys, you remember the freaking Insomniac leaks? Wow, what a crazy time that was. Sony and Katakawa Corporation, the parent company of From Software, agreed to form a strategic business alliance, and now Sony has become the largest stakeholder of Katakawa.
At 10%.
Bacon, anything stand out for the last half of the year?
Oh, it's weird that none of the games are released or announced in this, but properties changing hands, companies being bought up. Happy the Tango Gameworks got bought up and lives again. They didn't say anything about Concord, so it's
That should be on here. You're right.
Right.
That absolutely should be on here.
absolute record
What a
for the shortest
colossal
lived game of all
failure.
time.
That should be on here.
Right. So this little breakdown has just been about business, just
Well, yeah,
layoffs
so far, yeah.
Right. So
Jose, before sorry, Bacon, were you going to say one more
No.
thing? Before I throw it over to you, Jose, we finally got more Xbox exclusives. Can you guys name what came out in the second half? First party.
Blops.
Okay.
Black Ops.
Black Ops 6, yes.
I mean, Hot
yes.
World wasn't first half, but that was a big get for us. There was a surprise. You know what I mean? We thought it was going to get other stuff. Like,
Flight Sim.
sorry, what's the history one?
Fight Slim came out in November, correct?
Not Ara. What's the
Yep,
other history
yep.
one?
Come on.
Legends.
Age of Mythology,
Mythology.
Retold came out in September, and we're missing the last big one,
Indy.
you guys. Indiana Jones and the
Been a
Great
great
Circle. Do
year
we
for
count
Xbox.
Stalker here too?
I do. I think Stalker's great.
Well, I heard the Stalker devs still not give a timeline for the PlayStation release. They're still focused on the Xbox PC one.
So, how would you guys overall, looking at the year, give a rating for specifically Xbox in 2024? And I gotta say right away, if Indiana Jones isn't here, I think it's
Oh,
I don't know.
Starfield DLC also.
God, we completely forgot.
Shattered Space.
Shattered Space.
Wait,
Rest in
first
peace.
of all, what's our rating, Scott? We're doing letter grade?
Out of 10. Out of 10.
A 10?
Out of 10 here. Hold on. Jose, while you think about that, I'm going to read some from the chat. Bacon, you too. Silken says, oh, you've been to Japan. I'm going to take a year to plan a trip for it in spring 2026. Nice. And second half of the year is all Indiana Jones, said Diego. So who wants to go first? Who would like to give the rating for Xbox in 2024? Your overall thoughts on the year for them? We need to be fair. We were hard on Sony with Concord, and they are one first-party game that they released this year. Correct? It was
But are
only
we-
Astrobot.
But are we grading them on just their exclusive games?
Or
Are we
Game
talking about
Pass.
them as a whole?
Every
As a whole, but I think the games are a big part of that. Go ahead, Jose. Do you need more time to think about it? Or
No, I could go. So here's what I would say. I would say starting the year, I was like feeling like 6-ish until about the summer. And
Game
part of
Pass
that was
show. The
part of
show
that-
we watched this summer. Yes.
the show was very exciting, a lot of cool stuff, and I was like, okay, we're like it's coming, which was great. But I mean, I would be lying if I said a lot of the layoffs didn't affect me. And again, not dude, I'm a dude in his basement. Like I am not part of the industry. Like I'm in education. Like this is not my day-to-day world. But like I was even getting sad for like the state of just video games, because it's like you need people to make games straight up, and then you need money to make games, and people don't want to spend money, and like it seemed like the cycle was just evolving. I would say after the summer with some of the news about the games, it was higher, probably to like a 7 or so. And then it kind of was like staying around that 7 score. But honestly, what did for me here, I would finish the year. Can I only keep solid numbers? Because you did a 0.5 earlier. Are we doing only round numbers?
am I still here?
Yeah, you're here.
My screen's frozen. So just so you
Well,
guys
you're all good. So
know.
here-
Yeah, you can do a 0.5.
where I'm at now, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I would say an 8. I'm feeling 8 for the year on Xbox as of this moment in time. If I averaged it, it'd probably be closer to like a 7 between the points of the year. But here's where I get that score from. I do think that indie being a hit is really, that helps me a lot, dude, because I was worried about them fumbling the IP and how many studios this year were like, oh, this studio doesn't miss, this studio doesn't miss. And then we got some misses, which doesn't feel great, especially with some of our first party and third party studios. And so then to have Machine Games do this with indie feels like freaking out of the park home run. That feels great. And I'm very excited for even the first part of next year, the stuff I've seen of South of Midnight, the Avowed stuff. Like, I just think there's a lot on the horizon that looks really, really great. But here's the other piece, and this is a me thing. This is not a Nerd Chat thing or even necessarily the public view. I'm really psyched with their new strategy. Like I am. I think it's a cool strategy to like we clearly have we're giving up the console war. Like, and I know that's going to piss a lot of people off. That's fine if you feel that way. Like, you have every right to feel that way. But like, I think it's exciting that they're saying, you know what? We're not going to focus solely on power being the ultimate win. They're still going to do that to some degree, I'm sure. But like, their push is now, let's just get it everywhere. And here's the reason why I love that. Let me tell a little bit of story. About 20 years ago when I was in college, and this burgeoning company called Netflix.
20 years ago. Let that sink in.
Yeah. I remember so distinctly, for the old people in the room, I would get these things in the mail like once a month, this disc that said, hey, Netflix subscription for 1 month, get DVDs for free. And I finally one time was like, let's just try this out. And I was like, this is really cool. And like, what Netflix did that time was like, let's just get our name everywhere. Like, literally so much that people cannot avoid it. And now Netflix has become a household name. And granted, I understand that Netflix is not as big as it once was. Like, I get that. But I'm saying that seems to be the direction that Xbox is going, is like, let's just get it everywhere. It doesn't have to be in 4K, full quality, 140 frames per second. It just has to be playable. And while we're not 100% there yet, we're pretty dang close. So that part has me really excited. So my final score, and I'll stop talking, is going to be an 8 to round out the year.
I like that. Let's get the chat in here. Silken has said PlayStation had a surprising year given a slow release year, but Stellar Blade, Astrobot, and Helldivers 2 carried on. I agree, Silken, but only one of those games is a true Sony first-party exclusive.
Right, we're grading Xbox on their first-party output, but we're not grading Sony on theirs.
Oh, Bacon, relax. But I have to say, Stellar Blade is coming to PC, and that was a surprise. I think that was good, but not as. But Helldivers was a clear hit, and to me, I think Helldivers is more deserving of Game of the Year over Astrobot. But yes, PlayStation did have a surprisingly solid year, but they bought a lot of that exclusivity. We don't need to get into that, but they did. Diego said 8 is a solid score and probably where I would land at. And Silken said 8 feels right. Very good, but room to go. I agree. And I'm right there with you, Jose. I was nervous. This year was not shaping up well. Or this year wasn't like when we got those delays and then Avowed leaving, and I was like, oh God. And after Hellblade, I was like, oh no. And the studio's closing. But I have to say, they ended really, really, really strong. I mean, Call of Duty was a hit, is still a hit. People love that campaign. And Indiana Jones, like what just for me, just absolutely blew me away. And I kind of had high hopes too. And I was ready to be like, oh God, what if Machine Games sucks? But for once, you guys, Machine Games doesn't miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's right. We got him. So I like your grade there, Jose. Overall, you can see Xbox trending in the right direction. The only problem is it's too late. Like you said, they're going to give up on consoles. And it would have been interesting to see if this happened back in can you imagine if this was how it was back in 2020, like at the start of the generation, if they could have kept this momentum, would it have sold more Xboxes? Would PlayStation still be in such a dominant position as the Apple of gaming? Everyone defaults to the iPhone. I don't know. I honestly don't think it really might have made much of a difference. It is really sad that Xbox, this is their best hardware and potentially best lineup of studios, and it's selling less than the Xbox One, and they're phasing out of hardware. Like it is so insane to think about.
I don't think it's about a bad hardware. I'll be real quick, Bacon, I promise.
I agree. It's not about it, but you need people in your. What's the incentive to be a Xbox player?
It's not. But who cares? You don't care about that. You're playing.
Well, I have a PC. I love this. You see this PC?
Exactly. My point is. Here's
yes,
the thing.
but I'm a niche customer. Is that how you say it? Niche or niche?
Yes, it's niche. But my point is, dude. I don't think they're giving up on consoles. I don't think that. I think they're giving up on being the bleeding edge of consoles. I think they have realized from what they've seen from the Switch and what they're learning about just putting things in cloud is that most people, again, we're not talking about us three or even De Niro or Silkenit or Nissa or our group of friends, because we care about that bleeding edge very significantly. they're trying to get to the masses, right? And that's like talking about like the younger generation, which they're not buying these consoles. They're too expensive. Dude, can you imagine? Like, I remember when I was a kid, and I remember hearing the Nintendo 64 was $200, and I was like, Jesus, like that's insane to be asking my parents for that for a gift. And now, like the PS5 500 or the Pro 700, like that's absurd for a lot of families to even consider, man. And so, like, instead of hearing that, they're saying we're not going to do that. We're going to say you can play it for $15 on your phone, which you already have. Or your
But
PC,
that's
which you already
my
have.
concern, Jose. Like, yes, everything is more accessible and cheaper on Xbox. People still aren't playing Xbox.
For
And
now.
then not only that, are people even playing games? Where's the growth in video games? Kids would much rather watch people play games
You're right.
than actually play video games.
So then they're not buying any consoles. That's not an Xbox issue. It's a gaming issue.
I agree. That's the whole bigger issue. We'll continue on. Bacon, let's get your thoughts in here. Silking it, yes, because Xbox doesn't buy a second party studio. I agree, but I feel like Sony tends to be like, oh, well, it's Sony. I don't know. I don't want to argue about that. Dinero, I'll get back to your comment. Bacon, your grade looking back at Xbox for the year. Don't be a Sony pony hater fanboy. What would you give Xbox?
I feel
Thinking about what you gave Sony and when you were giving them crap on rating their year. Be fair, Bacon. Let's hear it.
they had one game. My rating, I think the 8's a good one. My only problem is how loaded it was on the back end of the year. I mean, you think about Call of Duty,
Yeah.
you think about Stalker, you think about Flight Sim and Indy, all in 3 months. I've had to stop playing Call of Duty to play Indy. I had to put down Stalker to also do that. So I wish it would have been more spaced out. And if we're looking at the map for next year, it looks like it's going to be spaced out. They've been saying for a long time they want one game per quarter. Just make it happen. Give me time for a game to breathe. And that's why I still think moving Avowed out of this year to next year was the right idea. Because you imagine having Avowed in there with all the rest of this, and yes, people will still play the game, but you take luster off one or the other two properties because you're splitting the attention of your fan base and your customers. So I think it was a great year. There was some great games in Game Pass. There's games I haven't even been able to touch in Game Pass, which we all still grade Xbox on.
You know,
Game
that's a good
Pass.
point. We didn't even mention the games the Game Pass this year. That's our bad. There were
That's
some
how
bangers.
I grade it. And I don't think Xbox has given up on hardware. I think they're just done chasing Sony and trying to look bad. So yes, they're putting their games everywhere. They're not going to give up on 30 million customers who buy microtransactions in their shop. It's just not going
What
to
if
happen.
half of those people continue to leave? Like, I think whoever said that, Silken Air,
Has
or
it
that
really
comment, it was
dropped?
Hulk Hogan.
Yes, it's dropped since the 360 when the 360 was banging. It dropped substantially in the Xbox One generation. And it's just, we're going to be at 50 million probably at the end of this thing. Sony's going to be at 120. They're going to probably end up right where they left off at the last generation, right?
PS4.
I mean, I can't imagine. And again, if anyone leaves and goes to PC, are they really losing a customer?
No,
If they leave and
that's
go
a
to
good
Sony,
point. That's a good
completely
point.
different animal.
Well,
if they leave and go, I mean,
If they
even-
leave to Steam, yes.
but you
Well,
still-
I mean,
but
they can still
no,
buy
Xbox.
games on
You can
Steam,
still buy their
Unless
games.
Xbox partners with Steam and then they get
Right.
some cut of the store on some new potential console in the future, like it's a very,
Again-
very complex system.
Again, we look at this thing through a lens of a bunch of gamers from the 80s and 90s who, oh,
90s.
exclusives, I gotta have it. It's gotta be on one box. That's not how gaming is anymore. I mean, guys, Sony put a Horizon property on Switch day one.
Yeah, but who cares about Horizon Bacon?
Actually, I kind of like Horizon.
Yeah, he loves Horizon now. Yeah,
But-
you last week?
There's one property left that's not on PC. Well, Bloodborne, and then Astro. The only ones that are on PC, guys. Holy cow! It might not be day and date, but all of Sony's properties are also going everywhere. I can play Sony's properties mobily on my ROG Ally. Let's not act like it's not a thing. It's just Xbox has made everything way more accessible, and you don't have to sit around and wait for the FOMO for them to finally grace us with their presence and we deem you worthy of playing our game on your PC. So, again, long story short, I gave it an 8. I think it was a pretty solid year. A little dry in the summer. I guess Shattered Space because we all forget about that. What was that? September? Or was that July?
and it just wasn't. It didn't.
It just wasn't. I didn't care for Shattered
wasn't
Space, but that's
the
just me.
greatest.
But
I forgot about that. That's a good point.
there was huge gaps between Hellblade and what was
Yes,
next.
yes.
And that's the one thing, if they want to keep people coming back every year, every month paying their $20 a month subscription, you got to do the quarterly release cycle.
I have my own thoughts on Game Pass. I don't think it's as popular as you ever want it to be. I don't think it's ever going to grow as much as you want.
Well, we don't know
Because
any of the numbers since Call of Duty came out. We
I just
haven't seen any
I've been
updated numbers.
and you know why? If it was so great, you'd think you'd hear something. So
They're too
I
busy
think
Scrooge McDucking in their money in the vault.
I think casuals just tend to play the same games, or if they
That's
don't,
true.
they
It's the
just
same thing
don't,
on PlayStation.
or they don't buy it and they just watch somebody else play. Like I think we're boomers. I hate to say it, Jose. We're boomer gamers. Anyway, let's get the chat in here before we move on. I wanted to bring up where was it? Okay, Dinero, I completely agree. And I wish people would, and Phil Spencer pretty much said this in that interview after, was that this year where he's like, we chose the worst generation to lose, or was that last year? I think it was last year, right?
I think it was the end of last year.
The best decision, Diego said, Xbox ever made is to stop chasing Sony and the console sales
their
and
own thing.
forge their own path, their own way. And I completely agree. I hear a lot of comments is like, why doesn't Xbox make a game like Uncharted? Or I see stupid Jez in his article, is it time for Microsoft to make a Banjo-Kazooie
It is
game
time
because
to make a
Astro Bot won Game of the Year?
with 1.5 million sales.
No, because I hate that argument. And I remember Phil Spencer said something like, when does it ever benefit Xbox to be in the wake or shadow of Sony? And that's similar to what Diego is saying, is like, it benefits no one at Xbox gaming to try to do what Sony's doing. And I completely agree with that. And then Silkenit said, what was Diego saying about it would have sold more consoles instead of closing the gap between consoles? And, when we were talking about if we would have let a good 2020, 2025. Sorry, yeah. Silkenit, Xbox is going the way of Windows. It's going to be everywhere, and you'll have dedicated hardware if you really want to, like a Surface laptop.
Right.
Yeah.
I still would not choose to main Sony as my main. Even if I didn't have this PC, I would still be playing on Xbox.
You're telling me you wouldn't love the shape of this hideous, awful DualSense like
I
controller?
literally would still not main
I agree.
it. There's no
I
way.
hate it.
I love shooters. I love online communities, and you just do not get that on Sony.
You don't like parallel sticks? Ugh.
No, I don't.
Hate the horrible triggers. And
I'm
anyway,
just lucky enough to play on PC where I get everything. So
Dinero Primero said, I know this isn't playing games, but Xbox does deserve a sliver of props for putting on a solid E3 show.
such a good show.
Giving fans some excitement. Yes, we're going to get into that. And he also said, preach, Bacon, preach. Nessa Hauer, I got a kid to get Game Pass Ultimate through Aniba. Oh, that's cool.
Remember,
and
my
Ains
little
would love a Banjo-Kazooie game. Yes, there are like maybe 1 million olds who would play a new Banjo game, and we shouldn't make one just because Astrobot won Game of the Year. Go ahead.
Now
closing
remember,
thoughts.
it's a fault of Xbox because you guys were in the same party chat with me when my little brother, a Game Pass subscriber, came in and asked if he should buy Call of Duty. And I said, bruh, it's free in Game Pass. My own brother who pays
just barely
for PC Game Pass and didn't even know the game was in Game Pass.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Like, how is that a thing?
It was also hilarious because Bacon was
was
like, yeah,
hilarious.
we get it, man.
Oh gosh. Anyway, overall, solid year for Xbox 2024. Ups and lows and some super high highs to end the year. The momentum, I feel like next year is going to be a banger slinger for Xbox. Are we going to get a
Obsidian
Game of the
doesn't
Year
miss.
nomination for 2025? I don't know, Diego. I don't know, but speaking of, let's go into that news story. News story number 2, everything coming to Game Pass in 2025.
Got a new comment from a new viewer.
Shout out to Low Tears. It's more profitable to sell games to everyone than to sell consoles. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
Absolutely right.
I don't disagree. Oh, trust me. Tears, you may be new here. I have a PC, right? You hear this? I built my own PC. I don't even, my Xbox is over there collecting dust. My PS5 got rid of it. My Switch, I've been playing some Metroid. I love my PC and I love being able to play where I want. And that is the Xbox is doing a horrible job with this. If Xbox could somehow get the word out and advertise play anywhere, that is an incredible
So good.
feature. I can pick it up on my PC. I can play it on my ROG Ally. I can play it on my laptop. I can play it on the cloud.
Wait,
You
yes,
can't
why
do
not?
that
And
with
we forgot.
PlayStation.
We
Did
forgot
you
to
pick
add
up
that.
an Ally? Is that what you just said?
Oh, sorry. Lenovo Legion Go. Sorry.
We also forgot to add that they opened up cloud gaming for all my Xbox games that I can now play
If you
anywhere. I mean, how was Microsoft not getting more love for their? That does look good.
it is
It's a little bulky, but it looks good.
No, it does feel, guys. It's the screen, you guys. It's incredible. Anyway, Tyrus, did Tyrus say something
Does Allie
else?
know you about that?
She said, I'm happy that Xbox is ending the console war.
I am too, but a lot of olds. It's going to take some time. Thank you, Tears. I'm happy too. Over here kissing my PC. Let's
shows
get
a
into
lot
it.
of fingerprints.
Nissa says all the games coming. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Nissa played the Winterboro demo today. Nice. Silking it. Now we need the Sony ponies to get the memo. Guys, let's go over what we know so far. Games coming to Game Pass 2020.
This Xbox Era list isn't very good.
Well,
You
it's
gotta
got
go to the
it's
box.
got
You gotta go
the
to the box.
confirmed ones in January. We've got
Goes to
Carrion. I have no idea. Road 96, Eternal Strands, Sniper. Oh, these Sniper League games.
So
Maybe I'll try this one. I don't know. Citizen Sleeper, February,
uh,
Avowed, and there's also a 5-day early access. Guys, I was listening to Unlocked today. Shout out to Ryan McCaffrey. He actually liked one of my responses to Indiana Jones today on X platform. Ryan was saying Avowed needs to move its release date up, and I completely agree. They need to move it up to the end of January.
why?
February is packed. If the game is done like they said, and it's not about finishing it up, move the release date up for Avowed.
Unless-
Let that game go ahead, Jose.
Unless during their developer direct they do a shadow
We
drop,
do a shadow drop.
right? That's the other pieces.
Shadow
Maybe
drop. Avowed is out now.
That would be dope too, right? But
whoa.
I don't know. Dude. That's why I think they could keep it in February. To be fair,
Okay. Okay. You heard it here first, nerd. Jose,
Exclusive world premiere.
Jose is calling his shot. We're getting a shadow drop January developer direct. Give us Avowed early. Everything coming to Game Pass. Sorry, in 2025. Shout out to Jesse Norris on Xbox Era. This is, you're right. Rumored April. Rumor.
1 a quarter.
South of Midnight. By the way, I cannot wait for South. I saw that little short clip. The platforming, the action. This is my kind of game. Give me a good platformer action adventure game. All in. And then to be announced dates. We don't know these dates, but these are still supposed to come to game. This is insane. You're right. Okay. If you are new to gaming, you could sign up to Game Pass and have so many games to play that you would never have to buy a game. It's
Just Doom
ac-
and Fable back to back.
it's
on this
actually
list.
insane. Here, look at this. 33 Immortals, Arc 2, who knows? Bounty Star, City Skylines 2, consoles maybe. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Why is that name so terrible? Just call it Expedition
Awful.
33.
It's awful.
yeah, right?
Commandos Origins, Dead Static Drive, Descenders Next, Doom, The Dark Ages, Fable, FBC Firebreak. What is that the
Is that
the control
Federal
game?
Bureau of Control? Yeah.
Okay. Football Manager 25, Frag Punk.
Great. Hollow Knight.
Where's Hollow Knight Silk
Vaporware,
Song,
bro.
you guys?
Vaporware.
Where's Hollow? He even broke down Ha in there. Nice. Klubra and the Souls
Never.
of... Okay, Jose, whatever. Little Rocket Lab, Lost in Random, The Eternal
good.
Die, Mixtape. Bacon was pumped about that. Nirvana Noir, Where is Replace? I completely forgot about that game.
Where's
My
the Wu-Tang
God.
game.
Sleight of Hand, SOPA, SOPA. Whatever. I don't know that one. Subnautica 2, The Altars. I remember that one. Tower Board. I forgot about that. Vapor World, Void Train, Wheel World, Wintoboro, which Nissa just played, and the Wo Long game, Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers.
Let's be honest. There's enough games on this list that don't have release dates for Game Pass that none of
That's
us have to
insane.
buy a game this entire year.
This is insane. And what if something else happens at the developer direct? Like
Right.
too many games already.
There are a ton of games.
But as much as I'm afraid of Grand Theft Auto 6 in the fall, if it still makes it next year, Bacon's right. I should just wait for that to come to PC because there are so many games coming out that I have no reason to buy anything. And thank God I have Game Pass for 2025 alone. Like literally, I could never have any more games come to Game Pass that I care about for the extra 2 years that I already have on there since I stacked it for 3. I'd be perfectly fine just with this year. I see the chat is popping off over there. Let's get the chat in here before I throw it over to you guys. Oh my God, it just keeps going. Where was low tiers? Okay, that was the last one. B. Oh, but let's be honest, fellas. Kids want the latest phone more than they do. Yeah, I agree.
He's right. That's good.
B, you're right. I mean,
Till
kids
they're
just
old
would
and
rather
they want to get
watch people play games. Dinero said, not sure if it's a topic tonight, but what about Jason Ronald doing upcoming event at CES? Yes. We don't know what he's doing, but it's not a topic, but yeah, I'm just gonna wait for that one, Diego. I don't want to guess what's out there. It's with Lenovo. Diego said 2025 is gonna be Xbox's best year yet. Silkenet, keep Claire obscure. Remove the Expedition 33. I disagree, Silkenet. You're insane,
call it
dude.
Expedition 33.
Expedition 33 is a good name.
Better with Silken. I like the Claire Obscura. I think I like it.
What? You guys are idiots. Think of Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. They should have just called it Path of the Goddess. People don't want these weird
Uncultured people.
intergalactic, the heretic prophet. Just keep it intergalactic. Jose, I feel
Where is it?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
shout out to Gentle Stone. Good evening, everyone. Shout out. Replaced Where the Hell Is That Game? Said Diego. Gotta love some surprises to pull out of the Magic Hat. You got that right, Gentle Stone. Replaced is third party. And all right. It's a French studio. Stop Americanizing everything.
It is. It is French.
So, do you want to make money?
Well,
Call it
he's not gonna
Expedition
make money
33.
from that.
Bacon, looking at 2025 for Xbox, is this finally the year of dreams, or are we going to be disappointed? Take it away.
Well, I mean, it's all going to come back down to quality, right? It's we can announce all these games. There's always a chance that Doom sucks.
Famous words
doubt
of
it.
Phil Spencer.
Right.
I know. Don't take what I'm saying. Wait till you play the game.
Right. I mean, Doom could suck. It's probably not going to. Fable could suck. It's probably not going to. And again, it comes down to hitting a first-party major release every quarter to keep all the momentum we got from Call of Duty in Game Pass. And now that I think about it, you're probably right. February is pretty stacked. I don't know I just remember hearing everything through the year that everyone's pushed to February. So, like I said, there's enough games on this list of just games that are coming, and it's going to cost me $240 for the year for my Game Pass sub, that I literally don't need to buy another game all year. I mean, I will because I buy a lot of games and then I don't play them, and then they sit in my backlog, and my backlog is real at this point.
These Steam sales, you guys, it's out of
Killed all
control.
of us.
They've got it.
It's out of control. Now we laugh at those stats about how people have never touched those games in the library. That's me now. Okay.
Oh god, I got at least 15 untouched games in my Steam library and probably another 70 in my Epic library that I haven't touched. This has
Bacon,
the
before you
chance.
move on, you were talking about what's coming out in February and January. Here's what we have so far, Bacon. Okay? This is just January. Donkey Kong Country Returns is coming out. Okay? Dynasty Warriors Origins. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to PC. Star Wars Hunters. Eternal Strands. Atomic Heart DLC.
Oh.
Spider-Man 2. Where's that coming, Bacon?
it's coming
Oh,
to
that's
Steam.
soon. Yeah.
I'll get
and
that
then-
platinum also.
Thank you.
And then February, Kingdom Come Deliverance. That moved up, remember? Because that was later. Civ 7. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay, so Civ 7 is the 11th. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the 14th. I don't remember this Tomb Raider collection. Avowed is February 18th. And then after that, we have Like a Dragon, Hawaii Edition, and Monster Hunter Worlds, the 21st and the 28th.
Monster Hunter World
That's
is
insane.
going to take a lot of oxygen out of a lot of
This is
rooms.
insane, you guys. There's too many games. Get it. I said get it to January, but I forgot Kingdom Come is right there at the beginning of February. So maybe Avowed in the middle of the month. Dude, you're right after Kingdom Come, Assassin's Creed, Avowed. I don't know, dude. Sorry.
Well, as
Dave.
much hate as Assassin's Creed's been getting, it might not be as popular, but Assassin's Creed's
gonna
always do
just
well.
fine, dude. It's going to do fine.
Yeah.
And from the perspective of paying for Game Pass, right? So we don't know when all these are releasing, but let's just say we're talking about one a quarter. You talk about Avowed, you talk about South of Midnight, you talk about Fable, and you talk about
Doom and Call of Duty.
and
Oh yeah, we're forgetting Call of Duty.
and then Doom. Just those four
have
games
5.
subscription for the year. Like that's just, and those are just
70
like,
times 5, that's $350.
yeah, it's insane. So
Good math. That was quick.
he's a quick guy.
You went to CU, I can tell.
I did. Took 0 math classes. I took math for non what was it? For non math.
I took chemistry for citizens when I was
And
in
then
college.
literally add Grand Theft Auto in there, and it's a year from
in there too,
hell that
maybe.
we're not going to get any of these games. finished.
Don't forget, we're gonna a PlayStation release finally, Ghost of Viote, and then
Yeah.
That's
something.
it. That's all they got on their road.
They don't need it. But that's just it. They don't need it. Anyway, back to Game Pass 2025. Is this the year of dreams? Bacon, did you have anything else to add to that? Well, sorry, I kind of agree about
No, I'm
the release
really
date.
looking forward to this year, and I think this could be one of the best years for our podcast. And it's going to be just games, and games. You
Too
know?
many games.
Where's
Jose,
that game from Avalanche? That heist game we were supposed
Contraband.
to get?
Yeah.
Contraband.
Whatever
Where is
happened to that? There's another
Good
one.
next.
Where
And
is
that Wu-Tang game?
In a month or so.
Like, there's so many unannounced or unspecified games that this could be a huge year.
I mean, I could see like Towerborn would be a sweet shadow drop at the developer direct.
Yeah,
like
it
that
could
would be
be.
a cool one because that game looks awesome.
That's been in beta forever. Yeah.
But no, I think it's awesome. And here's the hard part. In hindsight, it seems like it's going to be a great year. But I also think that when we really think back about 2024, we should have seen some of the earlier stuff coming, right? Like once we knew that the acquisition happened, like we knew that was going to be rough. Now, granted, we didn't know it was going to affect the entire industry stuff as much as it did. But yeah, certainly hopeful for 2025, man.
Let's see what we got in the chat. Dinero Primero said South of Midnight will probably be a $40 to $50 game, I think. Probably not 70. That's neither here. Whatever. I mean, I'm all about the short experiences, Diego. Okay, I've been dealing with that. I've been wishing for that all of my life. So absolutely shorter experiences, the better. And Silken said, and maybe Rare will reveal Everwild. Okay.
I hear it's making progress.
Yeah, did you see that tweet by Rare? And then Jez said, I hear it's good. Jez hears everything is good, supposedly, whatever.
Chez is an insider. We're not.
Guys, let's pause right there for news this week. We did had a long, very good discussion on the year. Jose, we will save the rest of your show notes for the next show because probably going to be grasping for news next week as well. Dinero Panero said, Nerdchat's going to hit 500. You got that right. I want to eat 8 junior bacon cheeseburgers on
Please help us,
stream.
folks.
I can do it. It's a lot of bread. I know, Bacon, but I'm pretty sure I can do it.
I know you can do it.
Share this out, you guys. If you want to see me eat 8 giant pieces of man meat, I will do it live in 2025 when we get to
Ooh,
500
that rhymed. I like that. Live in 2025.
subscribers. Jose, let's move on to what have we been playing and or watching. Go ahead, take it away, Jose.
So as I mentioned, thankfully on Christmas break, I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually have downtime just because of like Christmas events and stuff like that. Do want to very quickly shout out my wife and kids. Got me a Stream Deck, so I will be setting that up this week. And then also shout out to my brother. Very thoughtful gift. The
Ooh.
ROG Gaming charging dock
Nice.
for my Ally. So if you can't see, it comes with an HDMI port, so you can use it to stream your Ally on a TV. So like if I travel and stuff, or if my girls want to play on a PC, and I don't want them to play on my PC, that's a cool thing. So I'm excited to check out those things. But what I've been playing this week with my time at night, very proud to say that I finished Indiana Jones. What a game. No spoilers. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to do that. I was thrilled, man. I think my final time was like 29 hours or something like that. But just thoroughly enjoyed my experience. It wasn't
Game of the Year 2024, Jose.
I'm sad that it wasn't eligible for the Game Awards because I really think it could have won some awards. I'd shout out to Troy Baker and of course, everyone there that helped make it Machine Games, but it was just great, man. It was exactly what I wanted at this time of the year. It made me feel like I was very smart and I had a great time going through the story. And it was a really cool story. I really enjoyed the story at the end. I also jumped into, after Bacon talked up for so long, I finally bought on a Steam sale Splintered Fate. It was only $20. Awesome, man. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, it's just like very fun and very addicting. Like I'd finish a run and be like immediately like, I want to do this again. And I want to do this again. And also shout out to Luke Lore from Xbox Expansion Pass last night, even though Luke's not feeling very well. He messaged me, he saw me playing. He's like, hey, you want to hit a run? And we were like, yeah. So we just literally did one run and then he went to bed and, got actually not as far as I had gotten on myself, but it was fun to see two people on the screen.
How does it scale with two people? I haven't played with two people either.
I'm assuming Luke was way OP for me, like because he's played a lot more than I have, and it was pretty. He was noticeably better, but it wasn't insane. It wasn't like he was just one hitting guys and I was over here like struggling. Like it was pretty comparable. So I'm sure there was some amount of scaling. But again, I actually got further on my own. So maybe it was more skill than I had anticipated. But it was definitely a lot of fun. If you like Turtles, if you like roguelikes, check out Splintered Fate. Definitely worth your money and your time. And then shout out to my captain over here, Dan. He basically begged me, but convinced me to jump back into Ghost Recon with which shout out to Matt Valdez.
Shout out to Matt Valdez, number one fan. He gifted it to us. We weren't high on it at first, but I gotta tell you, Matt, I'm having a blast now playing Ghost Recon with Jose. I figured it out a little bit. I unlocked the fast travel. Jose are mainlining the story. We're getting these coordinated shots. He's popping off their helmets. I'm popping them off with my little handgun. Go ahead. Sorry, Jose. Go ahead.
No, it's exactly right. Like it truly does feel like we're a squad communicating. We're like there'll be spots where we're both sniping and then Dan will go in and I'm like protecting him from like some of the bigger enemies and stuff. And we're certainly dying too. It's not like we're just killing everything easily. But like even last night we got to this one boss and Dan was off finding collectibles in this like mountain area. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go push the boss, and I like walked into the room. There was like literally a dude with a minigun in there that I didn't expect, and so he started shooting me. So I just like instinctively sprayed, and I killed the guy that we needed. And it was like,
yeah, the guy that we were supposed to capture was actually started shooting at Jose too, and so I don't blame Jose. He shot the guy, but then we failed the mission immediately because he killed the guy we were supposed to capture.
So we had to restart. So we are having a lot of fun playing that, which is nice. And then my other thing is I'm ready to go back to Stalker 2. I only paused to play indie, but I really, really enjoyed my time in there, and I'm going to go back and hopefully finish that before I go back to work. And then last thing, I bought my daughter's Animal Crossing for Christmas, and they're loving it, man. They're having a great time. So
Nice.
It's just fun to play games with them, even though they're not quite into the FPS shooters like I am, but it's great, man. So that's what I've been doing.
I got Grayson Animal Crossing too, and he hasn't like hooked into it. He's still more about the platformers and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of reading in Animal Crossing. I don't blame him. He doesn't want to read just like his dad. So yes, like Jose said, I also got finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's my game of the year. It's in my top 10 of video games all time.
Super good, dude.
I got 1,000 out of 1,000 on it. I spent 39 hours. The game clock said I played 39 hours to do everything. And I was taking my absolute time exploring everything, just staring at stuff, not even doing anything at points in the game. Did every collectible, every puzzle. We are going to do an episode just dedicated to Indiana Jones because the more I think about it, I've never played a game like Indy. Like it's if you want something that's truly unique gameplay wise, not like other games, you don't even have to be an Indiana Jones fan. I think Bacon and I were saying that is that the Indiana Jones, if it wasn't Indiana Jones, would still be an amazing game, just how it plays and just how unique the experience is. I used to be an Uncharted super fanboy, but it was because I had never gotten my Indiana Jones game, and now I have it. And this has surpassed Uncharted for me. And I love Uncharted. Uncharted will still be my favorite
great game.
PlayStation IP of all time. Indiana Jones just absolutely blew me away. So I'm so happy to have experienced it. Like I said, we'll do an episode on it. I'm still blown away at the game just thinking about it. We kind of mentioned it earlier, Bacon. We were sad about Arcane dying and the makers of Prey and Dishonored and all that, but the elements in indie, it makes me have hope. Like I feel like it can appeal to more people. The gameplay is a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more not as intense and fun and campy. Okay, we'll save Indiana Jones. So the other thing I've been played Breakpoint with Jose. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Matt, for allowing us to play it. I'm having more fun. We couldn't get Bacon though, Matt. Sorry, he's done with Breakpoint. He said he'll join us on the final mission, so we'll pick him up to do the final boss. And then I said earlier I've been playing. Oh, the other thing I've been playing, guys, is it was Ace Combat. I'm still chugging away on Ace Combat. Skies Unknown on PC. Been playing a little bit on my Legion Go here, and I also have been playing. I started Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on PC. Looks beautiful. It's just I'm a sucker for some of those Ubisoft games, the collectathons, and this is the old school Assassin's Creed. So just started that. I'm on that first little island when Edward is about to find the guy and go on to the main story. But man, it makes me remember how much I love the earlier Assassin's Creed games. And shout out to Pomps. Pomps said, "Don't be a coward. Play Silent Hill 2, Dan."
I downloaded it, Pomps.
I'm going to play it. I absolutely am going to play Silent Hill 2, but I'm waiting for it to be like $40. I know I'm cheap. I just am. And it's been on sale, and I know it's on sale right now on Steam. But to be honest, Pumps, I still want to finish the horrifying nightmare that is Visage. God, I hate the game, Pumps, but I don't want to go on to
Can't
Silent
leave
Hill
it
2
unfinished.
until I finish that awful game called Visage. Do not play Visage, you guys. Repeat, do not play it. Low Tears said there are absolutely zero Sony games to look forward to. And I just bought a PS5, which kind of sucks after beating Spider-Man. Now I'm stuck playing indie and Marvel Rivals.
See him by
I'm
PS5
stuck.
Pro.
Low Tears, you're blessed to be playing Indiana Jones right
true.
now. What are you talking about? Gentle Stone said Disney is exploring further collab with Xbox. I mean,
Why
give me more Indiana Jones. Let's do it. I mean, they nailed it.
Even
Shout out
a
to
DLC
Pomps.
with like 1 or 2 chapters would be sweet.
Dude.
I would be happy with that.
I'm already so excited. I bought the edition or the early edition with the DLC. Cannot wait to play that. Gentle Stone said, "I'm also excited for CES and the Legion Go V2." Yes, me too. Hopefully, it's not too much better than this bad boy that I got right here. Setting up Call of Duty right now. I've been playing this whole time. Did I ever finish Vicious, Diego? No, I did not, and I never will because it's a horrifying game. Get the finals, said Pomps. Maybe. Bacon, what have you been playing?
So I did wrap my platinum for Horizon Zero Dawn. Again, I really, really enjoyed that game. I'm really glad I was able to focus my attention on one game and finish it. It was difficult because I had an indie sitting there, but I'm turning over a new leaf at the end of 2024 and 2025. I'm going to finish games. So, and then right after I finished that, I went straight back into indie. I think I had 2 hours in it prior to finishing Horizon, and I am now 25 hours into indie. It is absolutely one of my favorite games I've ever played. I don't find myself needing to go get all the collectibles and doing all that because I am thoroughly enjoying the story. One thing I love is I don't think they've reused one puzzle the entire game. They are all different. It's not fetch quests of, just changing the hair color of the person who sends you on that fetch quest from black hair to red hair and go get me these 10 vials of this. And, everything is fresh. Everything, the side content is great. So in this, and let me preface this by saying, this is not a game I normally would love. I hate stealth, but I've probably fired less than 50 bullets in my playthrough of this game. I'm whipping dudes and then beating them down. I'm picking up a shovel. I beat a guy to death with a fly swatter. there's so much variation in this game. So if you're on the fence about playing it, it is absolutely fantastic. It almost feels like it was made like a movie. Some of the art direction and stuff, you know,
The
just
performances are absolutely
right.
insane.
And,
All
I
the
mean,
characters.
just, you know, Indy's sitting behind a crate watching this cutscene go down, and the lights just getting that much of his eyes, and you're like, I could see that in a movie scene. It's just so well done. And I was concerned with how Machine Games, you know, Wolfenstein, it's stupid fun. But they made a great story out of them. I was concerned, like, is Machine Games going to be able to pull this off? And they did. Hopefully it wins Game of the Year, but it's going to be up against another banger. So, and as far as Christmas, it was kind of cool that I bought a bunch of stuff for my PC, and then I was going to sell some stuff and then also use any cash I had. But the wife and I came to agreement, since she bought a new car and I bought this, that we just paid off these. And so I was able to sock all that money away for my 5090 that's going to get announced next week, the week after, the 6th. So I'm going to be really close with selling my 4090. So should be able to get that 5090 no problem. So I'm really, really excited.
Bacon, are you gonna have to get a new power supply? For that, I'm curious.
Hold on, shouldn't. I got 1300
No,
watts.
dude,
so
no.
even if it takes two 12-volt high powers, I got 2 of those on my power supply. So
Good God. Silken it said, De Niro said, sorry, Machine Games just nailed Indy. It's so perfect. You got that right, Diego. Silken it, the flies water is an achievement even. My only problem, Silken it said, with Indy is that I have to look down to see the bottom of the map.
that's
You know,
fair.
I never really had a problem with the maps.
I run with the map up all the time, and I'm just looking for the dot, and I know exactly how
I thought it was
to
a little
look
annoying too,
look
so-
down at his
No, the
feet
more
to see
annoying
it.
part was the damn ray traced lighting where it was dark and I couldn't see anything when I
Right.
looked at my map. I mean,
But then
so
sometimes when you got in
realistic.
the sun, it was all blown out. You're like, whoa, I'm on the face of the sun.
Guys, look at this beautiful. We got Call of Duty running on the Legion Go. Look at that giant ass screen, you guys.
Looks like it's stuttering a little
There's
bit.
jittering a little bit right there live.
Yeah, it's
Might be the
loading. It
camera.
literally is just loading the shaders. I'm at 6%. That's why.
And then as far as what I've been watching, if you're not watching Landman on Paramount Plus, it is one of the
Speaking of
top
Landman,
3 shows I've ever seen.
I don't know if
It
it's top, but I
is
have watched
freaking
some of
incredible.
that with Allie's brothers who are here because I forgot we have Paramount. Thanks, shout out to Walmart Plus, you guys giving me that free Paramount Plus subscription. Landman is, I can see the appeal, Bacon. I can.
It's good.
I think it's cool because he goes to Permian High
High
School,
School,
which is where he coached in Friday Night Lights. And then there was also another tie to Friday Night Lights. Oh, Allie Larder is his wife.
She is so
She's
good in that show.
Jose. Remember Varsity Blues, the whipped cream bikini.
Whipped cream bikini.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Mox,
You
you
have
see
to-
my
I
whipped
got
cream
Oh,
bikini?
Jose, you see everything in Landman. Let's just say she finally bears all.
Dude, it is
and
so,
we
it is so
finally get
well
to
acted.
see.
It is so well acted. My wife is even
30 years later, Jose, we finally get to see her. Jeez Louise.
It's good.
It has
What
me
episode are you
interested.
on? The last 2 episodes have been absolute fire, bro.
Maybe I'll have to go watch it. I kind of
Yes.
stopped. I'll ask Allie if she's into it. I might be input. Yes,
So
I will say there's something there to Landman, Jose. And I'm not a big Paramount guy, I have to admit, but this is like no other CBS show I've ever
I've heard
seen.
it's great. I
because-
want to see it.
It is so good.
We didn't really share any gifts, guys. Do you have any to show here? I wish I have a picture. I sent it to our Discord. Guys, for my birthday, I got a new Wilson Evolution basketball, which is the best basketball. I'm pretty sure they might be discontinuing it. I love it. Got a sweet Broncos shirt that's similar to this Salute to Service, the white camo Broncos hoodie right here. And then I got these. Oh, look, Jose, everybody look at these pants. Everybody
Nice.
see my
Under Armour.
Under Armour joggers.
Bacon, what's a basketball?
I play basketball, so
But then Allie got me, guys, don't tell Allie. Thank you, gentle son. I really appreciate that. I'm 40 now. Allie got me this dress shirt, and don't say anything, you guys. I looked at it, and the first thing that came to my mind is like, is this something Cosmo Kramer would wear on Seinfeld? And I was just like, I don't know about this. Anyway,
Could be
and then
retro.
also,
Could be
I guess
coming back.
I guess we could say, Allie got me this bad boy.
Are you
going
going to keep the Legion Go though?
Legion Go.
Return the
I know
LC
he's
Bob.
had one
Well,
of everything.
here's
he
the thing,
hasn't had
you
an
guys.
ally though.
Here's the thing. Target has a very generous return policy during the holidays. Am I right? So,
Yeah.
depending on how CES goes, I don't know. If it's like this new Legion's like way better, I got, like I said, I think I shared this with the Discord. I think on XCPs. So the only reason I got it, Jose, is because I saw Target had it for $4.99. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw a thread on Slick Deal saying you can get a percentage off on this, and it could be like $4.70. And I was like, ooh, that's tempting too. But then I went to my Target. I'm a Red member, which is free. The Circle member.
5% off right there.
No, I had a 20% off any purchase that was expiring that day. So it knocked off $100. This brand new Legion Go was $3.99, and this is an incredible machine for that price. So I was like, I got to do it. Let's see if Ellie really. I don't know. If
It
she
is good
knows.
because I paid $700 for mine.
Exactly.
Outline.
And so I was like, I'm never going to be able to get one of these brand new for that much. I mean, maybe randomly. And so I had to take it. But let's share. What else gift wise did you get your wives? I'll say I got Allie some new chonies, Jose. I mentioned that earlier. She did not want to show off her new chonies to everywhere. For all you it's kind of like a slang. I don't even think it is the Spanish
colloquial.
word. Yeah, that's what us Mexican families call underwear, chonies. Go put your chonies on, right, Jose? So I got my wife some new underwear and a new Lululemon, super expensive, this damn pants. I swear to God, why are they so damn expensive? And I also got her a matching CU, like nice pullover. That's actually pretty sweet. So that's what I got Allie for Christmas. Jose, what about you? What'd you get Victoria this year?
I got her a bunch of Stardew Valley stuff because she's
She's obsessed.
I got her like a Lego set, not an actual Lego, but like a knockoff version Lego set, and some a puzzle and some other stuff there. Then she wanted some stuff like pajamas, and then she also wanted this really cool lamp from West Elm. It looks like a glowing gem, basically.
Oh, guys, West Elm. Jose's fucking rich. I'm just gonna say it right there. If he's shopping at West Elm,
No, but it was by far the most expensive thing that she wanted. For sure.
Exactly.
But it looks really cool. And that's cool. And then the girls stuff me, like I showed you earlier, was just tech stuff. They were like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want these things." And they're like, "Great." So,
Yeah.
it was fine, man. The kids had a great Christmas, and that's really all that matters, man. So it was good.
Shout out, by the way, B says bacon is lamb as good as Ted Lasso. I can already say no, but I will say this. I completely forgot, you guys. Pomp said it. Are you guys watching Squid Game? Holy crap, I forgot. Squid Game is out right now. I cannot wait. Pomps, get this. Bacon hasn't seen Squid Game. He hasn't even seen it yet.
I only do subtitles in
Thank you, Jose. God.
samurai shows.
Oh my God.
It's very good, Bacon.
Dude, Bacon, you gotta watch Squid Game, dude. Like, you gotta watch it. Anything Gentle Stone? I think the ergonomics will be significantly better on the next Legion Go. It's the only reason I held off on getting one. Everyone's like, oh, the straight edges on this thing.
Straight edges don't bother me on the
I haven't
LA
noticed.
either.
I'm not gonna lie. I have not noticed. I think this feels great to hold. I have no complaints about the ergonomics on this, and I like how the buttons are basically disabled unless you want them to be, and they give you a lot of options and buttons to use. I like how the triggers feel on this a lot. Actually, the bumpers feel good. Thumbsticks are great. I'm liking the Legion. Jose, I want to keep it. Okay, I want to. We'll see how it goes. Anything else for what have you been playing or watching, boys? Or can we move on to the best food we had this week?
Yeah, that's great.
Gentlemen, let's close the show like we always do. By the way, I've completely forgot about taking timestamps this entire episode.
Just a
FMA.
heads up, this Thursday night football game was terrible.
Nobody cares. With
Bears
the
and
best
Seahawks.
food we had this week. Shout out to Ainsley, Bobby Bowden, Ainsley Bowden in the chat. Shout out to Ains. Ains, I was going to send you this picture of Colorado the other day, and I was like, Ains, when are you going to move here, man? It was absolutely beautiful the other day. Surprising thing, though, guys. Can you remember a time where it was raining on Christmas? That was bizarre. Am I right?
My
That was
truck was
pretty weird,
frozen
too.
this morning, bro.
That was crazy. Guys, it was raining. It was like really sunny on
Global
Christmas
warming's
Day.
made up,
And then
bro.
raining? It was raining.
Global
like
warming's not a thing.
significantly. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I'm not complaining because thank God it was warm enough. It would have been heinous amounts of snow. So shout out to Colorado. Ains, when are you going to move out here? Pomps, get out here too. Jose, what was the best food you had this week?
Dude, it is. I'll tell you what. That is one thing I have done a lot of over these last. couple.
Oh, too many cookies and brownies for me. I've gained 6 pounds, you guys. It's bad. I'm not exaggerating.
It's absurd. But things I was trying to think is before the show, notable things. So one of the best things we did this year with our families, for the record, I'm sure you could tell we're a big Mexican family. We usually have Mexican food, and I love Mexican food, but having so much of it over so many days is like, it's probably not good for my heart or anyone's heart or bodies. And so this year we had different themes so my family did a Southern fried chicken dinner, which was great. So there was like chicken, and one of my cousins copped a 75 piece of Chick-fil-A nuggets. That thing was gone in like 6 minutes. That was really fun. It was a Southern fried Christmas. And then with my wife's family, we did breakfast for dinner. So it was like bacon and eggs and green chili and red chili and tortillas. It was fantastic, man. So those were some delicious meals. Tortillas, yep. I also, on the first day of break, when we got home from like work and we were just like done with humanity for a couple hours, my wife was, let's get pizza. And I tried the Shaq-a-Roni pizza from Papa John's. It's just
too much pepperoni.
Pizza. It was good though. Shout out to Shaq making those dollars. And the other thing was today, it's been a tradition for the last couple of years for some of our friends here in Colorado to get together and have a lunch together.
Oh yeah.
Got to see our good buddy Snelling and Dan's brother Pony, who was telling
you guys. Wait, Jose. You're telling me the chat didn't tune into the live stream today? Old guys joined together for lunch.
I
So
did.
if you want to see his brother and my buddy
Bacon
Brian.
was there in spirit.
Froze.
Yeah, Bacon was at work, and Chance is in Florida, and Alan is not in town either. So at least the ones that got here, we got together and had lunch, and I had a cheesesteak that was pretty good. I honestly, it was weird that it didn't have veggies in it. Like that was actually a little bizarre, but it did taste good. So those are the best things I had this week, man. It was good.
Jose, I gotta stop. Poor Ains, I forgot to say, said, my guys, no nights off for the Nerd Chat. You got that right, Ains, because Jose, we don't miss a week, Jose.
Or nothing if not consistent.
Sound for that.
Yeah, we don't have a drop.
We don't miss a week, Jose. I wanted the bam, 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 but it's okay. Shout out to the chat here. Shout out to what was poor Deja Vu. I've been stuck playing Minecraft with my nephew in Wisconsin. Such a fun vacation.
Minecraft.
Again, Deja Vu. What you need is get yourself an ROG Ally, Steam Deck, or Lenovo Legion Go. You could be gaming with us.
You could have been working on my Call of Duty Battle Pass for me.
Now, guys, chat, I want to hear everybody's best food that you had this week. I believe Pomp said something about queso to Ainsley, Bobby Bowden, El Guerrero Bowden, and Pony is Dan's brother. Yes, Miso Pony. Yes, the guy with the long hair talking about how he applies to the FBI just to waste their time.
Every year. I've heard that story twice, and I've only seen him twice.
That is my brother. I'll have to share some pictures. I have a bunch of pictures on social media. We took one today of the chat today. Jose looks like he's photoshopped in, but I assure you, he was there. We're gonna have to get Bacon and Bubble Boy and Phil Spencer in there for our next year's Christmas card to everybody. Bacon, I've got so much good food I forgot, so go ahead. Let's do you because mine is crazy this week.
Well, I'd like to add one Chipotle burrito to the tally, and I'd also like to add one Papa John's pizza. That one qualifies.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the breadsticks.
Oh, Jose, I need you to add 2 pizzas. We got actually 3 because we got a free one from Garlic Knot. I gotta say, you guys, I used to love Garlic Knot. They closed the one over here by Green Mountain, Jose, so that sucks. Number 1, the one that was by the Safeway. Number 2, we spent like $50 some, and me and Allie were like, What did you
get?
We got 2 pizzas.
Oh my God, you're doing it wrong, bud. Jesus.
Anyway, go ahead.
But for Christmas, we the wife made beef spare ribs, some different technique. I was just disappointed because the ribs had a ton of fat on them, and it just really just kind of upset me. I was just like, how do you even package this and sell it to the public? But her brother made a real nice homemade clam chowder, which he makes every year. Love me some clam chowder. I'm a big fan of seafood, so put me in Boston. I love going to Boston just to eat legal seafood because it's so good. I used to have Legal's clam chowder shipped to me here in Colorado because it's that good. So, but yeah, other than a bunch of cookies everywhere and just there's cookies everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
There's just crap everywhere. None of it's good for us.
Just I'm not exaggerating. I was 189 on my birthday when I sent Jose. I sent you some important clips. I'm gonna need you to get them up on the show stat because my brother in Christ Porsche Power is talking mad shit right now, and I got to prove him and Pomps wrong about this NBA scoring nonsense. Literally 189. I weighed myself today like 195. Like guys, that's not. Diego, the abs are gone. Okay,
No
gone.
deep V? Your deep V's gone?
Gone.
Oh, man. You need to get you
Gone.
into some pre-workout.
Okay, so don't even worry about that. My weakness, you guys,
You're 40 now.
sweets, cookies. You instantly gain weight. Like it just happened, like bacon. Instantly, I ate this sugary stuff,
Breaking that or dance the story of my life, bud. What are you talking
jiggling right here.
I've
But
given up
while
on lunch. So
Jose is bringing up some sick clips,
I can't 'cause
on
I'm
my
not on
birthday.
Mac. Sorry, Hood. Doesn't work like that. You hated the Mac. This is the as the outcome.
Can I email them to you, Jose?
Oh, my. We don't.
We are
do you
getting
need
to the
clips?
bottom of this while they are here. Can I do it?
Maybe you could
Hold
try.
it up to just hold it up to your webcam.
Yeah, honestly, it's
Narrate.
probably better.
No, it's not good enough.
What are you dropping?
Jose,
Some sick dimes on
Chipotle.
fools?
Okay, we're going to attach. Anyway, while I'm doing this, the best food.
There's
I
Dan.
had
He's
this.
going to dunk.
Dropping dimes there in the first clip.
He's a
Oh,
gamer.
They can't see it.
He can
Jose.
dunk flat-footed. Pomps.
What the hell does that mean? Flat-footed.
He's just standing.
It's compressing the videos there. Sent to Chipotle Bear. The best food I
There's a
had
dunk.
this week, you guys. I was living. I don't know if you guys knew this. I turned 40 on the 23rd. I'm
Welcome to
40
the
years
club.
old. I'm 40. The positive of that was on the week. It was right after we recorded last week. My wife and I, we got to have a nice date night. My sister said, for your birthday, you guys can go out to dinner. I'll watch the kids. So Jose, Bacon, where did we go? The number
Sushi.
Del Frisco's Fine Eagle Steakhouse and Cherry Creek. You guys, please, anyone who's in the Colorado area, go to Del Frisco's Steakhouse. Get the cheesesteak egg rolls. Get the filet, Mile High style. They put
Take
a
your
crab cake
pocketbook.
on top of it. Get the truffle mac and cheese as your side. And just live and enjoy
Just
life.
live.
Because that right there, you guys, it doesn't get any better. Thank you, Jose. I could hear it. It doesn't get, you can turn the volume down. It doesn't get any better. You can turn it off, actually. Any better than that. Also got an old fashioned and also got a Moscow Mule with it. Had a bit of a headache afterwards. I'm not going to lie. Didn't have much to eat or drink to that point. Got a headache from the booze. But that was best food I had, number one. Number two, Jose, went to Orion Sushi. Got my 2 spicy grill rolls. Got the volcano roll. Bacon knows I got a shit ton of spicy edamame. And that was on my birthday after playing basketball. Jose, before you press play on this clip, every audio listeners, we are going to show this 40-year-old. I'm like LeBron James out there.
Oh.
There's mad trash being spoken to me by Mariano Pampa, Diego. Well, actually, I don't know if Diego does.
Yeah, I think Diego's on your side.
Porsche Power laughing at me saying, you could never score in an NBA. You're not scoring in an NBA game. Quit joking around. Scoring in the NBA, Wally? Pfft, stop it, said Ains. This is live in a game. This guy's in my face. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Gonna hit him with the step back.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? That was my third 3 that game. We won. Jose, bring up the next clip. Did you see that step back? Step to my side, step back, Bacon. A baseline 3 with the defender right on my face.
I'm telling you.
All right,
You had
here's
to have
one.
And then
Bucks
look
to
at
get
this. This is
over
what made me proud because watch the reaction of one of the fellows afterwards. Look at this. 2 hands, 2 feet dunk.
Idiot.
And then look at this bro right here. Give me a high five saying, you get that, you old man.
it. Yeah.
I'm scoring a bucket in the NBA, Pomps.
I mean, he's bound to get a breakaway, cherry picking. I think he could score a bucket.
No, not even cherry picking. I'm doing a
shit.
step back Curry style.
Oh, you're going to put that on LeBron?
Dude, LeBron, LeBron's
GOAT.
putting up some freaking insane numbers.
He's played like 17 years.
He's
more
going to
than
be 40 in
anybody else.
a few days here, guys. So, guys, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 191. Reviewing Xbox in 2024. Jose, we don't miss a week. My name is Daddy Diwali. You can follow me at Daddy Diwali across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast on all social media. I mean, apparently we're killing it over on Blue Sky. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but Bubble Boy he's sending out pictures
taking
of
the
his
reins.
white legs. Like I don't know what's going on over there. But anyway, we're there. Yes, I did just turn 40, and I'm getting a freaking bucket in the NBA. Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me Chipotle Bear all over the place, man. Just want to say thank you to everyone here tonight, man. Truly, this is what our favorite part of the show is, just laughing with people, talking about the year and stuff like that. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Ains, great to see you. Diego Pomps, Silken, Nissa, B, De Gentle Stone, and our new guy. I'm sorry, I'm blanking it right now.
Tears and more tears.
Tears. Thanks for joining, man. Truly. Thank you to everybody, and go play some games. You know, like we said, always we're trying to get to 500 a year. That's our 2025 goal. We got to get to 500 subscribers, make Dan eat some JBCs, and then also hopefully been able to create some more content for you guys along the way. So thank you guys.
Hold on, Jose. We've got some trash talk in the chat right now. B says, "Was that video edited, Wally?" And then Ains dunking on guys that the local Y isn't scoring in the NBA. Diego says, what the video doesn't show is the amount of Ben Gay he rubbed on his knees afterwards. Porsche Power. Jose's been working with Premiere and AI. He's really taken up his photoshopping skills. Good God, you got, well, I will say one thing. I've never used Ben Gay in my life there,
That's
Diego,
epic, bro.
but I'm telling you, my
comes in
knees
clutch.
do feel sore after playing basketball. I am not afraid to admit it. Merry Christmas, B. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to everybody. Nissa reminds us all, yes, go claim those free games. Good God.
So
if you want to
many.
be a PC gamer and be set for life, go grab 30, 50, 60 games. And you could also download get Game Pass for a month, and it's just too much. Gentle Stone says start using Tiger Balm. Icy hot, said Nissa. Good news, Wally. It only gets worse. Thanks, Ains. I appreciate the. Can't wait to age. X Bacon Gaming. Where can people find you?
No, you can find me at X Bacon Gaming across all your socials. I've been on Twitter more since the good news of last week, so kind of been reveling. But Blue Sky is better. And you can find me on all your gaming platforms at X Bacon Gaming. Come check me out. I get platinums. I get more platinums than a lot of Sony guys have platinums.
It's true.
'Cause that's what I do
That's what we do. Jose, why do we play games?
to get
Play
platinums.
games to have fun.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Guys, this has been a great episode. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, best part of our week. We don't miss a week. And as always, gentlemen in chat, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Huh. I expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this.
I was thinking the same thing. That John Denver's full of shit, man.
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy Diwali. Co-host and producer Jose Martinez III can be found at Chipotle_Bear. Former intern, now co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at X Bacon Gaming, and former co-host, now returning intern Chance Siegel can be found at Bubble Boy N7. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.